Welcome back to this week's video of Manga Insights, where we talk about manga and find new manga to read. And in this week's video, I'm going to be talking about All You Need Is Kill by Hiroshi Sakurazaka. So let's get started. So this week's manga that we have Insight is a science fiction manga called All You Need Is Kill. If you like mecha suits, alien invasions, and time loop type stories, then you're very likely to enjoy All You Need Is Kill. This manga was actually originally a light novel written by Hiroshi Sakurazaka, and it was adapted into a 2-volume manga written by Ryosuke Takeuchi and drawn by Takeshi Obata. By the way, Takeshi Obata is one of my favorite manga artists. He's the famous manga artist who's behind series like Death Note, Platinum End, Bakuman, and Hikaru no Go, and he's also mentored other various famous manga artists as well. I highly recommend keeping his name in mind if you're ever looking for manga with great art. There is also a movie adaptation. The Edge of Tomorrow, starring Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt, is based off of this story. So if you like the movie, I think you'll definitely enjoy this manga and light novel, so you should give them a try. So now on to the manga of All You Need Is Kill. This story is about a world that is under an alien invasion from these things called gitai in Japanese, or mimics in English, and is drawn from the perspective of this character, Keiji Kiriya. It starts off with him waking up from a dream where he had died in a battle with these aliens. However, as he goes on with his day, he soon realizes that the events of his dream actually had occurred and he woke up the prior day, roughly 30 hours earlier. And this leads us to the main premise of the manga. It's a time loop story where the main character is constantly reliving the same day over and over. So why do I think this is a good read? Well, for one, I enjoy science fiction works personally, and this story is a fun science fiction story. The battles with the aliens, the mecha suits, the background world, all are some really cool and fun stuff, and I think anyone would enjoy. I also really enjoyed how you're able to get into the mentality of the protagonist, the main character, throughout the story. I mean, as you would probably guess, he starts out somewhat bewildered as his day mimics his dream, and then slowly begins to freak out as he realizes what is happening. Now, I don't want to go too deep into the story as to spoil, but I do want to point out that as I read, I felt I was able to understand his gradual decline in mentality. The same actions, conversations, and events all happening over and over, which inevitably would lead to your death before they just begin again. I mean, these things can really just get to you no matter who you are. Often, when I would think about waking up in the past with memories I have of the present, I like to think that I would try and take advantage of the opportunity given. But when the day ends in your own death, and you just wake up again and again, with no way out but to keep living the same day over and over, like a nightmare, one would go insane. Not only do you still feel the pain of each death, you have the memories of the day while no one else does, and that in and of itself can be quite lonely. The loss of hope as each loop continues, the dreading of the day going on until becoming numb of everything that occurs, depression, solitude, loss of hope, complete despair. There's some dark stuff in this story. But these dark themes are not the reason I think this would be a good read. Once you hit rock bottom, there's only one way to go, and that's up, right? As the story progresses, and without giving too much of a spoiler, the character strives to get out of this endless loop. He shows commitment to this goal, relentlessly facing each day, figuring out the opportunity he has and executing. He learns from the events of each loop and from his mistakes from each loop. I personally think that anyone can learn from this protagonist and the writing that is shown in the manga. Now, along with the protagonists, there are some side characters with fun interactions, and the story does not dwindle on these characters, even though technically you see them during the same day over and over. You actually get a sense of the characters throughout the story through the protagonist through each loop. As the story progresses, one of these side characters actually develops into a dual protagonist. The story delves into one female character, Rita Vertowski. Her character develops more as you follow Keiji Kiriya, but I think she is a very strongly written female character. I actually think this manga does really well with all the female characters. Writing female characters is something writers can have difficulty with, and some good manga sometimes fall short on the female perspective. But All You Need Is Kill does a great job on giving life and depth to each character, regardless of gender, I feel. Another reason I like the story is that there are some great quotes in this. Taking from what I said earlier on how the main character's mentality as each loop continues is a big part of the story, one fitting quote from All You Need Is Kill is, "Life is written on stone, as there would be no point if it were able to be rewritten on paper over and over." Writing really fits the narrative of the story. All in all, I really do think this manga is a fun read, and I hope you give this short manga a shot, because I think you'll really enjoy it. As always, the links of the manga and wiki, etc. are in the description of the video. Be sure to describe if you're looking for more manga to read or some more manga insight, and let me know your thoughts if and when you read All You Need Is Kill. Till next time.